Hello, and welcome to the August Ohio ISP Gathering, supporting QIDPs. My name is Mandy Brooks, and I'm a Regional Support Facilitator with DODD's Office of Quality and Innovation. This recording is for QIDPs specifically. We have a separate recording for SSAs, so if you are an SSA, you can feel free to go back to the Ohio ISP webpage and find that particular recording. In this specific recording, we will discuss ICF's quality indicators and how the Ohio ISP can assist your agency to meet those indicators. Joining me for this recorded gathering is Leslie Powell, also a regional support facilitator, and Ashley McKinney from DODD's Residential Resources. This gathering will take place in this recorded video format. We will have regional office hours where you can discuss and ask questions. Those will be conducted later this month. The dates and links to the office hours for your QIDPs can be found on the Ohio ISP webpage at dodd.ohio.gov/OhioISP under Regional Support Gatherings. Thank you for everything you do and for joining us for this month's Ohio ISP Gathering. Quickly, we wanted to remind everyone of what was reviewed during July's gathering. During July's gathering, we discussed technology and identifying technology needs by using the Ohio ISP. If you haven't had a chance, please be sure to go back and watch July's recording or any other previous recordings on the Ohio ISP webpage under Regional Support Gatherings. Now, we would like to introduce and thank Ashley McKinney for working with us on completing this gathering regarding the ICF quality indicators and the Quality Incentive Payment Program. Ashley, take it away.
Today we're going to talk about the ICF quality indicators and the Quality Incentive Payment Program. So the objectives for today will be to review the 5 quality indicators and the standards so you know a little bit more about those and how they work, and to connect how the Ohio ISP can be used to assist in meeting those standards. We're also going to review eligibility for the incentive and then how the implementation reviews will work. Participation in the Quality Incentive Program is completely voluntary, and an ICF may choose to participate in one or more of the quality indicators. In order to be eligible for this program, an ICF must be in operation for at least 3 months prior to the last day of the calendar year for which it is submitting a cost report. An entering operator in a CHOP may be eligible determined only for a cost report period commencing after the effective date of the change of operator, so they will not be eligible until they are submitting their own 4.1 cost report. An ICF whose license has been suspended, proposed for revocation, or revoked at any time during a cost report period is ineligible for the quality incentive payment for the following fiscal year. There are 5 unique quality indicators that an ICF can participate in. The first is related to satisfaction surveys for residents. The second has to do with person-centered planning. The third deals with community integration on a person-centered basis. The fourth has to do with a written policy for annual staff training above and beyond the current requirements. And the fifth and final has to do with a written policy for staff retention that includes measuring staff turnover. To participate in the first quality indicator, the ICF will need to develop and implement a written policy to annually conduct satisfaction surveys for residents of the intermediate care facility. The policy must address, at a minimum, the degree to which the resident feels happy and safe living in the ICF, staff interactions, the level to which a resident and/or his or her guardian are involved in person-centered planning, community activities, and medical care.
The Ohio ISP was truly developed so that the assessment drives the plan, and that the assessment is asking the questions to the person served and their team that maybe we've never asked before. Person-centeredness makes for a happy person and team because we are listening to what is being said, asking the questions we don't know, and giving the experiences the person wants. The Ohio ISP is built on charting the life course and person-centered planning. Throughout the Ohio ISP, teams are assessing a person's satisfaction. At the end of every assessment section, the team is reviewing what is important to the person. And remember, important too is what makes the person feel satisfied and content. The team should be assessing whether these things that are important to the person are happening. and if not, making plans to support the person so these things do happen. You will see multiple questions in emotional well-being under the safety and security section of the Ohio ISP assessment that asks about the person's satisfaction with their life. What makes the person happy? Are they able to do those things that they enjoy? What's the best thing that's ever happened to the person? And what do they think would make their life better? As the team is continuously assessing this information for the person, supporting the person, and making the necessary changes to improve a person's life, this will directly impact the satisfaction surveys and quality indicators. Use this information discovered through the Ohio ISP process to improve the services being provided.
To participate in the second quality indicator, the ICF will need to develop and implement a written policy to ensure that individual plans are person-centered. At a minimum, that policy must set forth a process for obtaining input from residents, guardians, and direct care staff, and also address the 6 essential elements of person-centered planning.
As said before, the Ohio ISP is person-centered and built on Charting the Life course core belief that all people have the right to live, love, work, play, and pursue their life aspirations. The Ohio ISP places the needs of the person receiving services in the center of the planning process. The person leads the planning process by making choices, setting goals, and deciding how they want to live their life. We encourage you to embrace the Ohio ISP and use it to its fullest potential to truly put the person at the center of the plan. We have developed a self-review tool which allows QIDPs to reflect upon the quality of their plans and person-centered planning. This tool can be found on the Ohio ISP webpage under Resources and Documents. In addition, we also had a gathering specifically reviewing this tool. See our May 2022 gathering under previous QIDP and SSA gatherings on the Ohio ISP webpage. We took the 6 essential elements of a person-centered plan and placed it in a self-review tool for QIDPs to continuously reflect upon the quality of their person-centered plan.
The third quality indicator requires that the ICF develop and implement a written policy to ensure that each resident has opportunities to experience community integration on a person-centered basis.
And as you look through the questions asked in the Ohio ISP, you see questions related to supporting the person in their community on a person-centered basis and making those connections in their community based on what's important to them. The Ohio ISP guides the team to assist the person in achieving personally defined outcomes in the most integrated community setting and ensuring the delivery of services in a manner that reflects personal preferences and choices.
To participate in the fourth quality indicator, the ICF will need to develop and implement a written policy to ensure all direct care staff successfully complete on an annual basis at least 1 hour of training specific to resident or staff needs that is above and beyond the training described in 5123-2-3-01 of the Administrative Code. The training may vary among staff so that it may be specific to the resident or staff needs.
Thank you, Ashley. We also want you to know how important information is discovered throughout the Ohio ISP. The Ohio ISP is a valuable tool to assist with identifying the additional training needs specific to the person, but above and beyond the standard training already required.
The fifth quality indicator requires that the ICF has developed and implemented a written policy for staff retention that includes measuring staff turnover. That mechanism for measuring staff turnover can be determined by the ICF as long as their measurement is consistent with their written policy. Now that you know more about the 5 quality indicators, let's discuss how we award points in the system. An ICF will indicate its intent to receive the point for a quality indicator by attesting on its cost report that it has achieved the quality indicator and attaching a written policy for that quality indicator on the electronic cost report submission. To continue to receive that point in the future, the ICF will attest in its written policy for the quality indicator on future cost report submissions and also indicate on the written policy if it has been amended since the prior cost report submission. An eligible ICF will receive the point for the quality indicator when it has attested that it has achieved the quality indicator and also submitted the written policy. An ICF will not be eligible for points when the written policy has been determined to fail to meet the requirements set forth in the rule, or if it has been determined that the ICF has failed to implement the written policy. The department will use two methods to verify the achievement of the quality indicators. The first is a review of the written policy. Department staff will review each written policy for the quality indicator as part of the cost report desk review process. If a quality indicator does not meet the requirements set forth in rule, the ICF will be asked to remove that quality indicator from its cost report submission and resubmit the cost report for the year. The second process is a review of the implementation of the written policy. DoDD staff will review the implementation of the written policy for a quality indicator during an on-site visit to the ICF. The department will notify the ICF by electronic mail at least 15 calendar days in advance of the on-site visit. When an ICF indicates it has achieved more than one quality indicator, the department staff will review implementation of at least 2 quality indicators.
Thank you, Ashley, for that wonderful information. So as we're looking at stuff, you may ask yourself, how is the Ohio ISP going to assist with the quality indicators? It's simple. The Ohio ISP promotes satisfaction to individuals through person-centered planning. The utilization of the 6 essential elements assists with being person-centered. It promotes a culture shift in thinking. It empowers individuals to communicate what is important to them and what is important for them so they can have the life that they want. And the promotion of all of the above creates an environment to build confidence, competence, and connection for individuals, teams, and direct care staff.
If you have any questions related to the quality indicators or quality incentive payment program, please feel free to reach out to myself, Ashley McKinney, or Kirsten Stewart at the emails listed below. If you'd like more information about how this quality incentive payment program is directly related to OISP, you can reach out to the OhioISP at dodd.ohio.gov.
Ashley, Leslie, and myself would like to thank you all for listening to our gathering today. We want to remind you that statewide office hours for QIDPs will occur on August 30th from 11:30 to 12:30. The Teams link can be located on the Ohio ISP webpage. This gives you the opportunity to ask any questions you might have regarding the quality indicators and the incentive payment program, in addition to the Ohio ISP. We hope to see you then. Thank you.